Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and hope you're doing great in your life. So yeah, let's start with today's video, which is about Lodash. Okay, so before talking about Lodash in UNQORK, let's see what is Lodash, right? So let me just type here Lodash. Okay, I will just Google that to show you that thing, right? What is Lodash? So let me type here as what is Lodash used for, right? So what it says is Lodash is a JavaScript library that helps programmer with more concise and maintainable JavaScript. Okay, or to give more details about it, you can see here as well, right? The other website. So this is not a new library which is used. It is quite older library that is in place, which is like built upon a JavaScript. Okay. Okay. So what it gives is it has some bunch of functions which are something used in our day-to-day programming. So for example, let's take this example which is now. So yeah, this is something used to get the timestamp, right? So this is a ready-made function which is something present inside a Lodash library that we can use. And likewise, we have the other methods as well. If you can go through this, we have this Lodash dot once and all those stuff, right? So there are n number of methods which are there, and maybe I will provide this link in the video description so you can go through that in detail. Not this one, but this one, like Lodash documentation, where you can go through this, and here you would be having all those methods and how to use that. Okay, so in UNQORK we can use this Lodash library, right? So in UNQORK usually we don't have a direct capability to import any JavaScript library, but Lodash is something which is inbuilt in UNQORK. Inbuilt as in this is something pre-configured in UNQORK. So this library we can use in our UNQORK configuration. Okay, so one thing is Lodash functions, right? Whatever we can see here. So this functions we can use inside the calculator component. Okay, this is one piece. The other one we can use it in is the decision component. We can use the Lodash function. And third part is in the data workflow formula operator, we can use the Lodash functions. So yeah, that's the three places where we can use this Lodash. Okay, so I have already created this. I don't want to repeat this again, like maybe didn't wanted to again set this up. So I have set this prior to this video where I have created this init onload, which is something triggering on a new submission, and it is triggering this calculate, right? Calc create company. So what is this calc create company doing is it is using this Lodash function. Okay, so here we can see we have this Lodash and create an object. So what this function will do is it will create a blank object, right? So how to know, like how to use this Lodash in UNQORK? I mean, what is the format of it, right? So here, let me just take this. So yeah, this is the format we can use. Let me just make it big. Yeah, so here we need to specify this is equal to Lodash, okay, which will initiate that Lodash thing which is present in UNQORK, okay, which is the library which is imported in UNQORK. Then we need to specify the method, okay. So what are those methods? Here are all the methods. So if I want to use this take method from this Lodash library, then I will mention this take here, okay, not this one. What was this? Yeah. So then in that case, I will mention here that take method here, and whatever the other parameters, right, that we pass to that function based on this documentation we need to give it. So what it takes is this take function takes array, and again this array is taken. So here details we can see, we can deep dive into it, like how to use that method. But yeah, here are those things that we need to mention. So one is the so here we need to mention. So one is the method name and others are the parameter. So in the same way we can use the Lodash in UNQORK. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating a blank object and with this Lodash function which is create. So how I got to know this is create, or how to use this formula is if you go to Lodash and if you just type it create, yeah, here you will get that, right? Yeah, so this is the function which is there, and this is what I have used here in UNQORK. Cool. So yeah, let me go back to this. So yeah, this calc create company is triggered on init, and this sets the blank object and it is stored in the company variable, right? Then the next step is we are having this text fields, okay, which is key and value. And once we enter those values, we can click on this button, which is something going to trigger this calc set key value, which is this, right? So what is this calc set key value doing is it is again triggering this low dash formula, okay, this low dash function, which is like used to set those key value. Okay, so how to use that set? Okay, so this is what you can get from the documentation, right? You can just search for set. So you can search for a set, and here in the object category you'll see how to use that. So first is something we need to mention the object, right? What object we need to set that path, I mean what object we need to work upon. So that is the first parameter, and the next is path and value, right? So that is what I have mentioned here. So this is the object, right? This is a method, set method. The second is the object which I need to work on, and this is a key and value. So with this set operator we can have that key value pair. We can put the key value pair inside an object. So this is what it is doing with this thing. So let me preview this and show you how it works. Yeah, so let me open this inspect. So as soon as we landed on this page, that init got triggered, and here we can see that initially there is one blank object which is company, right? It's the blank object. Yeah, and then if I am putting here the key as, maybe I will put it as test, and here I will put it as value. Okay, so if I click on set key value, that calc got triggered, and if you see here we are having this key value pair which we have created using that set function of Lodash, and it is stored into this company again, which is something we are storing with this calculator, right? So doing this operation and storing into the company variable. So that is what we can see here, that values are populated, right? So the next Lodash function which I have just used here for demonstration is this one, right? Let me open that Lodash function, which is concat, right? So what it does is, if we are having two tables, okay, let me show you this. So if I open this, I'm having two static tables. One is this, it is having username and age, and the other table is also having the same details. So let's suppose I want to concatenate this, right? I want to add this two table or combine two table. So this is not something like we can't do in UNQORK, but it would take some configuration, right? Maybe I need to use a data workflow, and then using some operators I can do that. But we are having this ready-made function as well, right? Which we can use to do that same operation, which is something will save our time, and also it would be quicker for us to build that. So this is the calculator I have created where I'm using this Lodash, and this is a concat function of Lodash, and I'm just passing this A and B. So what are this A and B? This is table 1 and table 2. As an alias I have used A and B, and the concatenated array I am like storing into this variable which is also created, and this entire operation I'm triggering with the button. So simple. And here you can see, if I click on this concat array, here you will see this, I'm just displaying this value with the help of content component to show these things, right? And here also you can see in the console. So this is the concatenate array, and we total have 4 objects now, which are like something combined from this two. So yeah, this is one small thing which we just saw. I mean the smaller example we just saw, but yeah, there are like n number of things we can do with Lodash. So if there is any requirement where you want to have particular thing, so instead of thinking lot, you can just check with Lodash library if that function is present, which you can readily use, and if that function is available, and use it in your configuration. As simple as that. So yeah, hope this video finds you useful. So if it is, then you can like the video, and also please share this video if you find this video helpful. Cool. So yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you guys. And yeah, one more thing, please subscribe.